I wanted to show you a quick tutorial on how to edit and add layers in Lightroom. Now, you're not able to do it directly in Lightroom, but you can use a plugin, and it's called ON1 Photo 10, and it's the layers. So all you would need to do is select your photo that you want to edit in Lightroom, that you want to add layers to, and then you go to File, and then you go to Plugin Extras. And this is after you've gone to the ON1 website and you've downloaded it. They do have free trials that you can also try. So after you've already installed that and you have the plugin, you can go ahead and select File, Plugin Extras, and then go down to Layers 10. And you select that, and it will open up your plugin program. And you can select either Smart Photo or No More Photo, whatever you prefer. And here you'll see it's kind of like Photoshop in a way. You have your layers over here, your opacity, you can change the blending mode, and you can also move your photo around and crop and all of that fun stuff. So I'm going to go ahead, and what I did is I went to Files and I saved my files to the desktop so I don't have to go searching my entire computer for my files. But these are, I added a snow overlay and a leaf overlay so I can show you some examples, and these are from our Creating Seasons bundle on summerana.com. So all you need to do is select this arrow, and you can go ahead and select your layers that you want to add from your computer. Then you'll see them here, and all you'll need to do is drag it over to your photo. You want to select, if you're just adding a whole new photo that you want to copy, like a new tab, then you select Edit a Copy. But if you want to add it as a layer, you can select Add as a Layer, then select OK. And here you have your layer, and you can turn off the eye and turn it on just like in Photoshop. And you can go over to Move, so you can select it, and you can either fit to the entire screen like that, or you can just move around the layer. So you can hold down the Shift or Command key on your keyboard, and you can drag it down or up as you see fit. Then you can go ahead and select Save and Apply. And then you can mess with the opacity and the blending mode. If it has a black background, it most likely needs to be on screen blending mode. So there you have your layer. And if you want to mask something off, like let's say there's a big there's a lot of snow on her face or leaves or whatever your layer is, you can go down to this mask tool. And you'll want to make sure you can go ahead and select the opacity of your brush here. So if you want to make it a lower, if you only want to brush off some of it, you can go ahead and lower the opacity of that brush. And you can also change the feather and the size of your brush. I'm going to go ahead and select the bracket key on my keyboards. The left bracket key makes it smaller and the right bracket makes it bigger. So again, you can go ahead and erase right on your photo. Now just like in Photoshop, if you look over here, you'll see it's erasing from your mask, from your layer mask. So I'm going to go ahead and undo that and bring my opacity of my brush up. And then you can just erase it off of your subject, wherever you see fit. So just for example. So now you'll have your layers, and you can see down here what you can do with your layers. Again, you can either turn off the eye, or you can duplicate your layers, make it more stronger, or whatever you feel. You can completely get rid of your layer. You can go up here and select Undo if you'd like that layer back. And make sure you're actually selecting the layer that you want to edit. You can also merge your layer down, and you can also create a new color fill layer. Now this is nice if you're trying to blend your layers in and you don't exactly have Photoshop to do that. So you can go ahead and select the color, press OK, and you can select the opacity of that color. Press OK, and we'll turn this layer back on. So now you can see we kind of made it a little more blue, and again you can always adjust the opacity of that layer. That's kind of nice for when you're blending in your layers. With snow you don't really need to blend it, but you can also add to the effects. Once you're finished, you can either merge the layers, or you can leave it as a PSD with multiple layers if you plan on going into Photoshop or if you need it later on. You can always bring it back into this plugin too to mess with it more. Otherwise, you can go ahead and merge them down and then just select Save. Once you're done saving it, I'm going to show you really quick. I have it saved to my desktop. So right here it's saved as a PSD on my desktop, and I can go ahead and use that for whatever I need. So now I can also go into Lightroom. You'll see that it's uploaded into your Lightroom, the way that you edit it with the plugin. So from here on out in Lightroom, you can go in and finish editing it however you like. Another way that you can do it is you can open your plugin directly here. So all you want to do is you want to go to File and select Open, and you can select a file that you want to open, or you can go ahead and drag a file that you've already have in your software. So you want to select Edit a Copy, so that way you're not editing the original and not as a layer, because you want it to be in a whole new tab. So select OK. And just like Photoshop, you'll have two separate tabs here. So I'm going to go ahead and drag over my leaves. This time I want to add it as a layer on my new image. Select OK. And the same thing, it's the exact same thing, only we didn't import it directly from Lightroom, we just imported it from this plugin. So it can either work as a standalone, or you can work it in from Lightroom and then back into Lightroom to keep working on it. So again, I'm going to go to Move. I'm going to select the entire image, fill canvas, or again, you can just move it wherever you like. And I want to erase some of it off of her. So I'm going to go ahead and select my brush, select Apply. And I'm just going to erase it off of her. We don't want leaves blowing in her face. And there we go. And again, you can hit export here. And then you can export it however you like. Or you can just hit save, and it'll save as a PSD. And now you see it saved it right here to my desktop again. If you don't want it to save as a PSD, you can go ahead and merge your layer down. And then you can select File, Save As. Then you can save as a JPEG or a PNG. The layers will be lost, of course, because we flattened them. We're going to select OK. And then you'll see your PNG file right here. There's no more layers. So you can either save it as a PNG or JPEG, or you can save it as a PSD. And then if you wanted to edit that into Lightroom, you would need to import it from Lightroom and then press save, and it'll go into Lightroom. Or you can just go ahead and import it directly from wherever you saved it on your computer. Well, I hope that was very helpful, and I hope you learned lots about the On1 Photo plugin. I really love that you're able to do a lot of the capabilities as you are with Photoshop, and I know a lot of people either prefer Lightroom or they prefer Photoshop, and a lot of people use both. So it's really interesting that we are still able to use a lot of layers and a lot of the same capabilities that Photoshop has. And I really hope that was helpful, and I hope you have a wonderful day.